I'm Phoebe from Mummy's Phoebe. If you've never seen my face on your screens before, please click that big red subscribe button down below. And click notifications bell to get notifications every single time I upload. Now, today's Doctor Who video is slightly different to what I normally do. But the video is historical figures I want the Doctor to visit. Now, this is just off the top of my head. These historical figures are just off the top of my head. You guys might not agree or disagree with my choice. Comment down below when I activate comments whether you agree with my picks for historical figures the Doctor should have visited. Now, we all know the Doctor has visited a fair few historical figures in his time, which is fair. We've had people like Charles Dickens, Victoria, Elizabeth I, Shakespeare. We had Shakespeare and Elizabeth I in the same episode in season 3. We've had people like Agatha Christie, Vincent van Gogh and Winston Churchill, which were both in the same series but not in the same episodes. 2 historical figures in one episode, who knows? We've also had Robin Hood. We've had most of the historical figures we now know of today. But we've had people like Rosa Parks as well. But the historical figures I want the Doctor to visit are just off the top of my head. This is from my list, not necessarily yours. I just made up a list of, people I want the Doctor to go and visit. What I say might not be correct, but you guys might necessarily agree with. Currently there's a army helicopter flying around the thing, so oh god. It's just my brother Josh. Anyway, back to this video. The historical figures I want the Doctor to visit are Charles I. The reason why Charles I is he's the first king of the Stuart era. After the Tudor era it kind of ended. So that's kind of the first kind of king I want the Doctor to go and visit and have a bit of a laugh with him, I guess. So yeah, definitely Charles I as the first thing. The next historical figure I want the Doctor to go and visit is Charles II, because he's a bit of a party animal, so I feel like him and the Doctor would get along brilliantly. By the way, I'm giving you a reason why the Doctor should go and visit this particular person. So yeah, Charles II, because he's a party animal, and I felt that the Doctor and him would get on perfectly. Richard III. I don't know why I chucked Richard III into the mix, but Richard III wasn't actually a baddie as most people think, and I think if the Doctor went to go and see him, the Doctor would actually get to know the truth of Richard I. Richard the Lionheart as well. I think the Doctor and Richard Lionheart would, get on, not really that great, but Richard the Lionheart was a warrior, so I feel like the Doctor going to see a warrior would be just amazing. Also Richard II as well, not for any particular reason, just because I love him. I think I'd also want the Doctor to visit all of the Georges, like George I, George II, George III, George IV, George V, George VI. You get the gist. I also feel like I think the Doctor's seen John King before. In the classic episodes, yeah, I think so. So I'm going to rule John King out, because I believe the Doctor's already visited John King. King John. Sorry, not John King. That is John King, someone from my kickboxing club. Oops. Yeah, King John. But I also feel like maybe the Doctor should go and visit like more kings and queens, like William and Gloria. Definitely. William I and William II as well. Now onto my non-kings list, just the other historical figures that I admire. I also think the Doctor should go and visit Florence Nightingale. That would be amazing. She was a nurse in the army, so it'd be kind of cool. And Mary Seacole, the army nurse who actually went on the battlefield and actually kind of nurse soldiers to death, so definitely 100%. We've already had Hitler as well, which the 11th Doctor as well, which is like, I have to rule Hitler out of my mix. Who else? This video needed more thought. These were just off the top of my head. Oh yeah, these. Oh, there's a king I need to remember from High Mysteries. God. William the Conqueror. That's it. Yeah, William the Conqueror. I feel like maybe the Doctor and William the Conqueror would get along because they both like fighting monsters. Well, the Doctor likes fighting monsters, and I feel like him and William the Conqueror would get on amazingly. Also, Alfred the Great as well, the Saxon king who actually fought the Saxons and won. Who actually fought? Sorry. Yeah, Alfred the Great, definitely, because I feel like the Doctor would want to get to know the Saxon king who fought the Vikings. So, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Oh yeah, Mary Queen of Scots, I would like the Doctor to visit, because she is such an energetic kind of person, and I feel like when her cousin Elizabeth I got her imprisoned, I feel like the Doctor would jump in and save her and change history. I mean, I know it's technically wrong, but you know what the Doctor's like, don't interfere. Bloody Mary. I would love to see the Doctor go and visit Mary I, Elizabeth I's oldest sister. Absolutely 100% go and visit Mary I, the Tudor Queen, one of the Tudor Queens. I definitely feel like that would be incredibly amazing just for the Doctor to go and visit Mary I. Like Bloody Mary, as she's called in the history books. But yeah, absolutely. Now, we know from the Shakespeare Code that the Doctor and Elizabeth I haven't got on great, but I think I'd like to see why Elizabeth I didn't really get on great with the Doctor. So maybe definitely like going to see Elizabeth I, but going to understand why. I'd like also the Doctor to visit Henry VIII, Henry VII, Henry VI, Henry V, Henry IV, Henry III, Henry II, and Henry I. I would like the Doctor to go and see all the Henrys, because we know Henry VIII married 6 times and he had loads of beheadings. So I would definitely like to see the Doctor go and visit all the Henrys and just have his own opinion on the way Henry VIII does things and stuff. I feel like the reason why Henry VIII would be a good king for the Doctor to visit is because we know the Doctor likes fairness, so I feel like he would put his foot down with the beheadings, which I know strictly is messing with the timelines, but I feel like the Doctor would have his opinion of Henry VIII beheading 2 of his wives. So yeah, I definitely feel like Henry VIII would argue with the Doctor a lot, hence why I want to go and see the Doctor, hence why I want the Doctor to go and see Henry VIII. Henry VII now, I feel like the Doctor and him would get along great, because Henry VII wasn't really that, he didn't really behead anyone, so I feel like the Doctor would understand a king with fairness, if you get the gist. Oliver Cromwell, I'd like to see the Doctor go and visit Oliver Cromwell. We know Oliver Cromwell as a Puritan, so I feel like the Doctor would do everything to try and change his mind, so I definitely feel like Oliver Cromwell would be a good one for the Doctor to go and visit, because Oliver Cromwell was a grumpy old puss and he banned Christmas makeup, sports theatres for like 20 years. So I feel like if the Doctor actually met Oliver Cromwell in that time after the Civil War, I feel like the Doctor would try and do what he did in that Christmas episode, with that grumpy old Scrooge person. I feel like the Doctor would try and change Oliver Cromwell's timeline to actually make him enjoy Christmas and anything else. So that would be a very interesting encounter, Oliver Cromwell and the Doctor. That would be a very interesting encounter, because I definitely feel like Oliver Cromwell and the Doctor would both hate each other, but I feel like the Doctor will kind of mess around with his timeline to make him a non-Puritan. Does that make any sense? What I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely feel like the Doctor and Oliver Cromwell would try. I definitely feel like the Doctor would try and change Oliver Cromwell's timeline. So yeah, that's all the historical figures I want the Doctor to go and meet. Let me know what you think of this list, and Also, follow my TikTok if you're not already, Twitter and Instagram. I don't really want anyone to friend me on Facebook because Facebook's my private social media, just for my friends and family who know me. So make sure you go and subscribe to my if you're new around here, subscribe to my channel. You don't have to straight away. You can watch a few more videos before you make up your mind. I'm not forcing people to subscribe. You can subscribe if you want to, just to make that 100% clear. Go and follow my TikTok as well. Also, if you guys have just seen my new case, well, fortunately for you, I'm now going to rave about this. So I got this case off caseify.com, and you can go on to photo cases, and if you use my code 20 Frizzy Bounce, you can get 20% off discount for all photo cases, all phone cases, any design you want. If you want the personalised photo case, just do it. It took me about 5 minutes to make. So yeah, make sure you go and do that. Because I'm a TikToker, it's obviously under 20 Frizzy Bounce. So yeah, make sure you go and I'm quarantining the other case, by the way. But yeah, make sure you go and do that for me. If you guys want a personalised phone case from Caseify. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time for another video. Alonzi.